All right, so let's start with slope-intercept form. That was the first type of equation that we learned, and we said that that one was one of our favorites because it's ready to graph. Y equals mx plus b, and it's called slope-intercept form because it gives you the slope, m is your slope, and b is your y-intercept. So the first thing you should be able to do is if I give you the slope and the y-intercept, you've got the two items you need in order to write a slope-intercept equation. So you should be able to write an equation. So if we start with number one, y equals, m is your slope, so I would take my slope of 9/4. That's the one that's going to get the x. And then I put my y-intercept. Because it is -4, I just put -4. Okay. Same thing, let's do another one. If the slope is 2, so y equals, my slope is the one that goes next to the x, and then my y-intercept, it's +4, so I will put +4. And then we discussed two special lines, right? And those two special lines, we said there was only one line that had slopes of zeros, and those were your Hoys. Hoys are the only ones with slope of zeros. So it doesn't matter that the instructions say to write a slope-intercept equation. The equations of Hoys are simply y and then the number. So it'll just be y equals -1. It won't have an x, it won't have anything else, just y and a number because it's a special line. And remember, it'll look horizontal, okay? And then, of course, if it says the slope is undefined, there's only one type of line that has undefined slopes, and those are your vuxes, your vertical lines. And their equations are x equals a number, and in this case, it's x equals -2. Right here. Okay, so that's one of the things you should be able to do with slope-intercept equations. Another thing you should be able to do is you should be able to graph. Okay, so let's start by graphing. So for example here, don't forget, this is your slope, this is your y-intercept, so you always start at the y-intercept, so 0, 3. And then you get your slope, and this is what helps you get more points, okay? So notice that that is a -1/3. Give the negative to the top number, okay? That means you're going to go down 1, but 3 is positive, okay? Down 1 and to the right 3. Down 1 and to the right 3. You can also go the opposite direction. Instead of down and right, you're going to go up 1, left 3. Up 1, left 3. And then there's your line. Let's graph another one. Y equals 5/3 x. Remember that the number next to your x is your slope. And then the other number is the y-intercept. So if you don't see anything, it's because it is 0. That means that this line is going to be going through the origin. So from right here, you are going to use your slope to grab more points. So 5/3 means you're going to go up 5 and run 3 to the right. Up and right, you can do the opposite. Down and left. And there's your line. Number 9 just says x and a number. X and a number. Whenever you just see x and a number, that's your special line, the vux. Okay, that means it's going to be a vertical line. So I'm going to go to the x-axis because that's the only letter given. And I'm going to go look for that -3. And I'm going to draw it vertically. This graph has an undefined slope. Okay. So right here, you see how the slopes were given? Well, as soon as you see x equals a number, the slope is also given. It's undefined. All right, one more. How about this one? Whenever you just see y and a number. Y and a number is your other special line. Your Hoy. You're going to go to your y-axis. That is the only letter given. You're going to go find the 2 and put a dot. And the h tells you how you're going to draw your line. You're going to draw it horizontally because this has a slope of 0. You see that? So that's another thing you should be able to do. Graph equations. Okay? Graph equations. And last but not least, If you are given the graph already, you should be able to tell me the slope, you should be able to tell me the y-intercept, and then you should be able to write the slope-intercept equation. So let's start with number 13. Find the y-intercept first. Well, this is your y-axis. It is crossing at 0. Then you got to pick another perfect little point. And I'm going to pick this one right here. And you're going to do rise over run. Rise, 1, 2, 3. That is your top number. And then run 1. And what type of slope is this? This is a positive slope. So I'm going to put right here, positive slope. So then my equation is going to be 3 divided by 1. Well, I know that's just 3. So I can put 3x, remember the slope. M is always the one that gets the x. And then plus 0, I don't have to put it. Okay, I don't have to put the plus 0. Let's go to another one. This one right here. Always find your y-intercept first. My y-intercept is positive 1. I'm going to go find another perfect little point. It's got to cross perfectly through the corner. It's all the way down here. And I'm going to do rise over run. 1, 2, 3. And the run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And don't forget, what type of slope is this? Well, from left to right, this line's going down. This is a negative slope. So you better put a negative somewhere. And then write your equation. Negative 3/5 x, and then the plus 1. And then finally, one of our special lines. This is a horizontal line. So as soon as you know that that's a horizontal line, finish off the acronym. It's going to be a HOI. The slopes of all HOIs are zeros. The y-intercept, well, check it out. Does it cross the y-axis? Yes, it does. It crosses at 4. And what's the equation going to be like? Well, it's just going to be y right there and a number. Well, what's the only number I know? The 4. No x, no nothing. Okay, and that's what you should be able to do. And on the test, you're going to have these types of questions. Okay.